Hello, 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 and happy Friday to you. How are you doing, lovely people? Welcome to this weekly live at 12 noon Friday, 12 noon UK time. Greetings from Dubai, so it's 3 p.m. here, a very hot day today. How are you doing? Let me know where you are. A few people are coming in now. Going to wait for a few more people to join. So I'm going to say to you good afternoon and thank you so much for joining. Happy Friday to you. Greetings from Dubai, from sunny Dubai. Let me know where you are and how you are. Hope it's been a good week. Hey Mark, nice to see you. A few more people coming in. Did I see Richard there? Hi Richard. Hi Jordan. Thank you so much for joining. How are things where you are? Good afternoon to you. A few more people coming in now. Happy Friday to you. Opening up in the UK, in fact not just in the UK, I've seen, do you know what, I've been seeing lots of people, lots of pictures of people enjoying various libations, various beverages in various drinking establishments. So have you been to the pub yet? That's the question that everybody seems to be asking is, have you been to the pub yet? Are things opening up where you are? I know in the UK things are opening up. To be honest, here nothing has changed. I mean, it's been open, well, certainly all the time that I've been here. So no change here, although it is the end of Ramadan. So I think it was yesterday or maybe it was Wednesday. It was Eid. So there was a big celebration here, big party. Lots and lots of very happy people. The beaches are full, but it's really difficult to get anything done. Our washing machine is broken down and we can't get it fixed because everybody's too busy partying. So greetings from Dubai and happy Friday to you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. How are things where you are? And you know what? Very exciting news for those of you in the UK. Well, I found it exciting anyway. We can hug people. Do you know what? I never really realised how much of a hugger I am. So be warned, next time I see you, I might just hug you. I have quite missed hugging people, which has surprised me. And apparently next week we are officially allowed to hug people. So if you've also missed hugging people, make sure you take that opportunity. Hope you're enjoying May so far. Halfway through, right? What is it? 14th of May today, halfway through May already. Goodness me, can you believe it? That this year is just racing on by. It's getting really hot here, so and I know that you've had, I had a client call this morning with somebody in the UK and it looked like it was very gloomy there, so if you need me to send some sunshine your way, then just let me know. What have you been working on this week? Has it been a good one? Let me know what is happening where you are. All good here, making good progress on my book. I think I've written another 2,000 words, something like that. I've also started doing some interviews which are really, really interesting and giving me some really great materials and things to think about. People who are at kind of various stages through that journey and that transition from the corporate world through to self-employed, employed to self-employed, running their own business. So thank you to all of you that have been referring friends and colleagues to me, whether for book interviews or for one-to-one coaching or work with their teams. I had a really fantastic workshop on Tuesday where we were talking, a team workshop where we were talking about flow and energies and how to work better together and more productively. So yeah, it's been a good week. I hope that you have had a good week. Lots of new joiners in this community. I think we've passed 850 members now, which is fantastic. Welcome to each and every one of you. I'm really passionate about serving you and giving you lots of great value through these weekly lives, but also through our weekly Ask Me Anything sessions that we have. So Friday I'm live on video at 12 noon, as I am today, UK time, and on Monday I'm live, not on video, but I am live in the group at 3 p.m. UK time, answering any of your questions. that you might have about starting or running a business. Please feel free to post your questions, your challenges into this group. We do review the posts. One of my team members reviews the posts, just to stop people who simply, just share a link to their post and don't really write a comment. We're not here to sell to each other. We're not here just to spam the group. That's not what we're doing here. So tell us what the story is, what the challenge is, what question you have. By all means share from your business pages, of course, but tell us, why does it matter? What challenge are you facing? Why is it exciting? Give us a bit of an insight. Don't just share it. If you simply share your page, then your post will not be approved. So how are you? How have you been doing this week? It seems like it continues to be a really busy time for everybody. The year is racing on, as I mentioned. I hope that you and your business are thriving. But do you know what? If you're not, then that is really okay. Please let me know what support you need. You are not alone. So last week we were looking at a very important topic of managing your time. We talked about structuring the beginning and end of your day. We looked at how to avoid overwhelm, and I also gave you some tips on how to focus and manage your time. So if you didn't get a chance to join me live last week, you can find the recording in this group. All of my lives are organised into guides. We have a welcome guide that just has some information about me and about this community, and then we have a simplify, we have a grow, and we have an enjoy your business guide, so that you can easily find the support that you need. So do check out the guides for previous lives. If you need some help managing your time, then last week's live, I should say, will give you some good tips and tricks. So as you know, I tend to take my cues from you in terms of what's going to be helpful for me to cover during these lives. So do keep continuing to let me know where you're stuck, what questions do you have, what challenges are you facing. And today's live has really been inspired by several different coaching sessions that I've had recently. Today we are talking about enjoying your business. How do you enjoy your business? And the question really is, and a few people have said to me, I think I'm losing my mojo, Lisa, and this is something that I hear quite regularly. We have so many things draining your energy and distracting you. Maybe it can be really a struggle to stay connected to the joy of what you do. And I guess the question is, are you still in love with your business? We usually start our businesses doing something that we're passionate about, but if we get too far out of our flow, or we spend too much of our time out of our flow, then that joy can quickly disappear in a kind of a maelstrom of chaos and firefighting. It can really feel like we're losing momentum and motivation, and it could be a really sad and lonely place, and that's one of the reasons why I started this community. So the question that we're wrestling with today is, how can you keep the enjoyment in your business? How do you rediscover and reconnect with that passion, with that energy, with that drive? Maybe you feel like that's slipping away a little bit. So how do we stop that happening before it's too late? So this live, as every week, is designed, of course, to give you some things to think about, but also some concrete actions that you can take today. So let's get started, shall we? How do you enjoy your business? In my TEDx talk that I gave back in December 2019, goodness me, how that year and a half almost has flown by. So in that TEDx talk, I talked about people becoming overwhelmed with their business, and I also talked about the importance of being in your flow, and that is something that I work with my clients a lot. I discuss in that talk 3 simple steps that you can take to fall back in love with your business, and also to stop you falling out of love with your business, if you like. So the steps are as follows, and if you haven't watched the talk, you will find... where will you find? You'll find a link at the top of the pinned post with all of my other links. So the 3 steps that I talk about in that talk, in my TEDx talk. Number 1, step 1, figure out what you're good at. It's really important to keep reconnecting with what you're good at, right? It's probably the reason that you started your business. So what's that special skill? What's that special passion that you have? When we start businesses, we start out as specialists, but very quickly we have to become generalists, right? Getting involved in all of those things that take us out of our flow. So the first step is really reconnecting and reminding yourself what you're actually good at, what you actually enjoy doing. Normally the same thing. And then once you figure that out, then step 2 is really separating out the tasks that you should be doing from everything that you could be doing. And this is a trap that a lot of people fall into. I see this all the time. Most business owners are very capable people, but just because you can do something really doesn't mean that you should do something. And if you spend too much time doing things that put you out of your particular flow, then you will feel overwhelmed, you will feel tired, and you will feel drained of energy. And step 3 is in order then so you separate out the tasks, the ones that you should be doing from the ones that you could be doing. And then of course you have to find people to do those other tasks that you really shouldn't be doing and you don't want to be doing. It sounds very simple, right? But the question is, how do we really get started with this? And please watch the talk because there is a lot more information in there, but I'm going to take it in a slightly different direction today. So usually a business stems, as I say, from something that you're really passionate about, but that process of bringing your dreams to life and bringing it into existence can end up being a bit of a nightmare if you don't have a good business plan or you don't have good systems in place, just because it's completely overwhelming. What we really don't want is you becoming completely frustrated and falling out of love with your business, because what will happen then is you will convince yourself that it's the business, right? You'll convince yourself that, you know, this particular topic or this particular area isn't really working for you. You'll tell yourself that you should never have turned your hobby into a business, for example. I hear that a lot. And you'll convince yourself that you should leave or give up or close down and probably start something new. So I hear that a lot, you know, I'm just going to close this one and start something up. The problem with that is that the issue, if you like, or the cause of your overwhelm and frustration is actually not the business, it's you and the choices that you're making. And I really want to help you recognize that before it's too late, and that's really at the heart of a lot of what I do. We really don't want you feeling guilty, for example, about taking time off or for doing things your way. Yeah, it's got to be your way, otherwise what's the point? You might as well go and work for someone else, right? We want you to be in your flow. We want you to be building a business that works for you. So today I'm going to share with you my 7 top tips on how to be a happy business owner. Number 1, delegate. Not easy, I know, but really important not to let yourself get stretched too thin. Every day I hear people telling themselves that they should do things that they don't enjoy. Just yesterday, I had a conversation with someone who told me, I'm a hunter, Lisa. You know, salespeople, hunters and farmers. I'm a hunter, Lisa. I'm really good at getting out there and spreading the word. But you know what? I suppose I really should do more of the farming activity, even though I don't enjoy it. This is just in conversation. I'm like, not even a coaching call. I'm like, I have to interrupt you there. I have to stop you there. No, why are you telling yourself that you should be doing something that you don't enjoy and that you're not good at? Why? No. It's really important for you to be truthful with yourself about the bits of your business that you don't like. Stop telling yourself to simply suck it up. Those things are draining the life out of you. When you're trying to do too much, especially a lot of things outside of your flow, it's just bad for your business and it's bad for your health. It's just bad. Most of us really don't perform very well when we're tight on time or we're carrying too much, and putting that pressure on yourself is just going to lead to stress, unhappiness, lack of creativity, overwhelm, and even in some people panic, right? There is no shame in asking for help. In fact, it's the right thing to do. Identifying your weaknesses and outsourcing them so that you can excel in what you do and let others handle what they're good at. And so a really important question, and I'll come on to the money, because if you're watching this and you're like, I can't afford someone, let me come to that. So if you are stuck, my top tip is really to ask who rather than how. People that get stuck, and I'm certainly one of them, right? We all get stuck on certain things. We often get stuck on how. How do I do something? How do I figure that out? And you know what? A really great question is who. Who do I know that could help me? Who do I know that might know somebody? Who do I know that could point me in the right direction? Yeah, so ask who. Don't get stuck on how. So maybe you can't afford to hire somebody just yet. I get that. Or maybe you have a team but you can't afford to hire another person. But what about a part-time resource? What about somebody to do some of the admin, some of the bits that you don't enjoy, maybe just on a part-time basis? Do not underestimate the relief, the sheer relief of having somebody else to share the load with you. You cannot continue to carry everything. It is not a scalable business model. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. When you're so busy that it feels like you've never got enough hours in the day, you get overwhelmed, and when you get overwhelmed, you risk not being able to make the right decisions for your business. So try and think about the business as separate from you. What does it need from you? It needs you to be focused with a clear head. So if you feel guilty about delegating, think about what your business would say to you if it had a voice. It certainly would not say, I want you to be running around firefighting all the time. I want you to be stretched too thin, now would it? And related to that is my number 2 top tip. And that is about saying no just a little bit more. So saying yes all the time will make everybody around you happy. But what about you? Giving too much all the time will leave you overextended. It will leave you stressed, and well, basically it will make you miserable. You have to find some kind of balance. You have to be comfortable saying no every now and then. And I know that that is easier for some people than it is for others. Of course, giving makes us feel good, of course, but too much of it will really take a toll on your sanity and on your health. You've got to have some barriers. You've got to say no from time to time. And ultimately, it's bad for business. You just cannot say yes to everything and everybody all the time. So my top tip here is really ask for what you need. State what you need really calmly and really clearly. This is what I would like. How do we make this happen? And that can be revolutionary. That can be life-changing. And many of us don't do that. We don't feel comfortable. Just don't put it on the other person, but just say, this is what I need. This is what I need. Can we make a plan to get there? So saying no more is really important for your sanity and for your health, and therefore the health and well-being of your business. My tip number 3, be intentional about who you spend time with. Now, the idea of being able to choose which clients we work with might seem like a dream to you, but I really would encourage you to think about who do you really enjoy working with, rather than just working with anybody. You might be in a position where you need all the clients that you can get, but I would really encourage you to think about what might that look like if you could pick and choose your clients? What might that feel like, and how might you make that happen? Our mood is directly affected by the people that we surround ourselves with, and we spend a lot of time with our clients as well as with our colleagues, with our team members, right? So don't put up with bad attitude either from your clients or from your team members. If someone has a bad attitude in your team or is really unable to do their job properly, it's really in the best interest of your business to let them go, however hard it might feel to do that. Again, you need to think about this with a business hat on and try and take the personal feelings out of it, which is hard but is important for you to do. Sometimes you need to cut one person to save the rest of the team. And that's the way to think about it. And to be honest, the same goes with clients, really. If you have clients that are overly needy, overly negative, or overly critical, they just need to go, right? They're not doing you any favors. They're really not. They'll just drain your energy. They'll take away from the clients that actually deserve your attention. But more importantly, they also can erode your confidence. And that is something that we need to pay attention to, plus the confidence of your team members as well. So don't put up with crappy clients, replace them with good ones. Number 4, find your balance. And by that, what I mean is the happiest people manage to find a balance between boredom and chaos. So happy people, you'll find they don't necessarily have a lot of free time, but they never feel rushed or, under pressure to complete things. They just sort of have a steady stream of work on their plate. Now, doesn't that sound fantastic? It can become a reality, it really can, if you plan your day properly, if you train yourself to be focused and productive while you're working, and if you use your downtime wisely. You absolutely can find that balance between boredom and chaos. It is possible to find that perfect balance for you, which will be different than somebody else's perfect balance. And the balance that we're looking for is when we're busy enough to be happy, but not too busy that we're not enjoying the ride. So what would that look like for you? Okay, number 5, create a positive work environment. Now, of course, we all spend quite a lot of our time working, and so it's really important that we make sure that our working environment is comfortable for us. And I don't just mean comfortable physically, but also emotionally, psychologically. It's important that we feel comfortable in our working space. Whether you're working from home or in an office, you want to create a space that's conducive to productivity, but also creativity. And you know what? That might not be the same place. I remember an early client of mine telling me he didn't have an office at that point. He was working from different cafes, and he had different cafes for different kinds of work. So one cafe where he was trying to just get stuff done, and another cafe for when he was trying to be much more creative. So think about what environments you need to make you both productive but also creative when required. If you have a team, then you do want to create a welcoming space, either a physical or an online space, where they feel at ease and they are encouraged to do and feel well. It's important to focus on activities that connect people together and encourage cross-team communication. Having strong relationships makes us happy, right? We are creatures of emotion. Whether you're an extrovert or an introvert, whether you get your energy from people or not, we all need at least some human connection. And that makes us happy to have strong relationships. So when employees or contractors, when members of your team feel connected and supported by the people that they work with, they will view their job much more positively and their performance will improve, bottom line. Number 6, be patient. Building a business is a marathon rather than a sprint. You've heard me say that before, but it's not a race. Try to appreciate each milestone on your journey to success and not feel frustrated when things don't go exactly as planned. Each business experiences different obstacles, has different things it needs to fix, adjust and evolve. And because every business achieves success in a different way and a different speed, and of course, because success looks different to each and every one of us, there is really no point in getting frustrated or angry or overwhelmed when your business evolves in a different way than maybe you'd planned. If you try and enjoy the journey and remain flexible and open-minded, then you're much more likely to feel happy about where you are right now on this amazing ride of a lifetime. And that does lead me to my final point, and that is have fun along the way. Now, this is a really interesting one. I'm quite a serious person. I guess you've probably gathered that. And I don't often sort of naturally think about fun or having fun. I have things that I enjoy, of course, things that I'm really passionate about. But generally, I'm quite a serious soul. But I'm lucky to have a husband who really makes me laugh. He's also a serious soul, but he seems to delight in trying to make me laugh. He's very silly on purpose to make me laugh, and every time he does, do you know what? I'm reminded of just how good it is to properly laugh. So make sure that you find things to laugh about. Don't spend all of your time working. Make sure that you have other things and people in your life that gladden your soul and bring you joy. So, my 7 steps, my 7 tips, I should say, on enjoying your business. Delegate, say no a bit more often, be intentional about who you spend time with, find your balance of busyness between boredom and chaos, create a positive work environment that works for you and the people in your team, be patient, it's not a race, enjoy the journey, and have some fun. Do let me know your comments, your questions. Do you enjoy your business? How do you keep that enjoyment? How do you keep that spark alive, if you like, in the relationship with your business? Does it bring you joy still? Which of my 7 tips resonates most with you, or do you have any tips to add? Please put those in the comment. We'd love to hear from you. What do you do to keep the enjoyment in your business? Before I close up for today, I want to give you some next steps. I promised I would give you some concrete things that I suggest that you do as a result of today's live. Okay, number 1, take some time to think about what you enjoy about your business and what you don't enjoy. It's not maybe a question that we ask ourselves very often, which is why I'm asking you today. What do you enjoy about your business? And what don't you enjoy? Number 2, review my 7 tips that I've just taken you through. Which one or ones could help? Do you need to delegate more? Do you need to make changes to your working environment? Are you spending time with people who drain your energy? Or do you need to have some more fun? And thirdly, you know what's coming, take some action. Make sure that you're enjoying your business. Make some changes if you need to. Don't risk falling out of love with what you do. Please don't risk falling out of love with what you do. You started your business for a reason. If you're struggling to find your mojo, let me help you get your mojo back. It's in there somewhere. Let's find it. Please let me help you. Do let me know how you get on with those concrete actions, and do let me know if you need any support as always. I'm going to close up today's live with 2 quotes about enjoying what you do. The first one is from the late, great Steve Jobs. You have to have a lot of passion for what you do, because if you don't, any rational person would just give up. And secondly, from Marie Forleo, the American entrepreneur. Success doesn't come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do consistently. This is an interesting one, you know, and something that I really struggled to get my head around for quite a while. It's not the brightest or the best, the most knowledgeable or skilled person who will be successful. It's the person who is most consistent. Now that bit I can cope with, but the bit that I really struggled with is that it's actually better to be average consistently than brilliant occasionally. So decide what is really important to you and to your business and stick to it consistently. Building a business is tough. It can be a long, hard road. Make sure that you are building something that is really meaningful to you, that will sustain you through the tough times. Be intentional, say no to things that don't serve you and the goal that you want to achieve. And as I pass back over to you, that is really what I want you to take from today. What is the outcome that you seek? What is the result? What is the goal? Put your energy into getting really clear about that. Don't get so hung up on how. Focus really on what is it that you want. Allow yourself to do things your way. Yes, of course, learn from me, learn from other people, but when you synthesize all of that learning, when you bring it inside of you, what comes out must be congruent with you. It must work for you. If you want to build a huge multinational business, then go for it. Good luck to you. Fantastic. Let me know how I can help. But do you know what? If you just want to do your thing, then that is absolutely okay with you. That's absolutely okay too, I should say. It's got to work for you. Focus on listening to yourself and ask yourself, what do you need so that you can spend more of your time in your flow? And don't forget that the opposite of flow is friction. And so if things aren't really working, don't keep banging your head against a brick wall. Take a step back and focus on getting some clarity. Get some objective input, hire the services of a business coach, take some time to look at what you're doing and where an easier path would start from and lead to. Ask yourself, what would a business that really works for me look like? What would that look like? What would that be? Let me know your thoughts and questions on this or any other topic relating to how to simplify, grow and enjoy your business. Let me know what topics you would like me to talk about next, what area of business. Also, who do you know that could benefit from joining this community or from having a conversation with me? If you haven't claimed your free copy of my book, of my first book, I should say, The Real Entrepreneur, go to therealentrepreneurbook.com. If you prefer an Audible or a Kindle version, you can find those on Amazon. Check out the introduction of my book for much more on enjoying what you do. Get the foundations right and you can build from there. I really hope that you have a lovely weekend. Thank you so much for watching. Whatever you're doing this weekend and whoever you're doing it with, I wish you a really happy and peaceful time. And as always, if you'd like to talk, you know where I am. Please remember to be where you are in the journey. You don't need to know it all and you don't need to do it all. Take care, stay safe, and do keep in touch. Bye for now. Happy Friday.